We're here at the Savas Center in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm Jim Houston with my partner Craig Simpson for Game 5 of the Western Conference quarterfinal between the St. Louis Blues and the Vancouver Canucks. St. Louis can pull ahead in this series with a win here at home.
These are the games they have to win if they want to make a run in the postseason. It's all about grit and determination.
It's certainly not going to get any easier fighting from behind. Here's a look at tonight's referee, an experienced official who really lets the guys play.
Yeah, Jim, don't expect to see a lot of high sticking and tripping calls, although he has been calling things tighter since the league's last crackdown on obstruction.
Vancouver gets the draw. He gets out-muscled by Pronger. Bertuzzi missed the net. And the goalie's out to play the puck. Long pass. Brings it out. In over the line. Shoots the puck, saved by Sanford. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shove.
Now that one was worth watching.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Taken out.
Finish that one with a bang.
Over the line. He gets shoved by Pronger. Bertuzzi in front. Sanford closes the door. He freezes the puck.
Holy cow, he got his bell rung on that one. That was a big hit.
We're ready for the face-off. Dimitra wins the face-off. Brings it out. In over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Bumped by Malik. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Delayed call. Havanov gets called for hooking. Vancouver will try and take advantage of a penalty here.
Well, we haven't seen the power play yet tonight, but we know they're going to be a handful.
They've got great skill on that first unit. It's played up by Salo. Over the line. Run over.
A punishing hit.
Advances the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. Bowled over.
That was huge.
Into the attacking zone. Passed across. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Run over.
Shook him up and took him down.
Brings it out. Change underway for the Vancouver Canucks. Thrashed.
Now that's a big hit.
Malik shoots the puck just wide of the net. Moved across. St. Louis under attack in its own end of the ring. Over the line. Brings it out. End to end. Weinrich shoves him. Out of their defensive end. Johnson drops him.
He leveled him. Oh, he hit the post.
Vancouver is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. He gets worked over by Sedin.
He had him coming and going.
Brings it out. Vancouver makes a line change. Wrist shot. Stick save by Sanford. Wait. Over the blue line. He knocked him off the puck. Scores right through traffic.
Wow, it's really not fair when a guy can shoot it like that.
Nice goal. He's going to score more often than not with that kind of slap shot. Face-off won by Morrison. Shove. Short pass. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets gets hit by Bertuzzi. A solid check. Morrison in over the line. Pushed right in front. Sanford hangs on for the whistle. How do you like this guy's shooting percentage?
It's not bad. One shot, one goal.
Let's see if he can go 2 for 2.
Why not?
About to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Morrison. Move back. Salo shoots hard. Saved by Sanford. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked. That was a big hit. Knocked over. Thundering hit. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Kachuk. What a hit. Morrison. Wait. Out of their defensive end. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. Wait is brought down on the breakaway, and the ref points to center ice.
Plays like that, Jim, can drive the coaching staff crazy.
The official was right there, and the call's been made. With a wrist shot. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to the Canucks. It's played over by Morrison. Over the blue line. He gets leveled by Pronger.
No mercy on that play.
Brings it out. In over the line. Dimitrov controls the puck. Kluche got a leg on it. Nice move there by McInnes. Wait, hard shot. Saved by Kluche. Into the attacking zone. Bertuzzi is brought down on the breakaway, and the ref points to center ice. Wrist shot. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Sillinger. Brings it out. Over the line. Baumgartner shoves him. Shoots the puck. Saved by Kluche. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Creamed. He scores, and we're tied at 1.
Let go of the wrist shot, and it paid off handsomely with that goal.
That's right. You don't always have to wind up with a big slapper to get it past the keeper. St. Louis lets the lead slip away.
Perfect time for someone to step up and make their move.
He gets run over by McInnes.
Knocked him down.
In over the line. Knocked over.
That was rock solid.
Quick pass up. Offside. St. Louis. The action's about to start. The faceoff goes to Vancouver. Naslund now has the puck. Into the attacking zone. Backman went short. Hard shot. Kluche turned it away. Brings it out. Offside, Vancouver. The ref is ready to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Morrison. Over center. Pronger breaks away. Laid out. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets out-muscled by Kachuk. Bumped off the puck. Bertuzzi dumps it in on the end boards. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Played over. Right in front. Brings it out. Passed up to the neutral zone. He gets checked by Salvador. Brings it out. In over the line. Thrashed.
That came harder than expected.
Played across. Out of their defensive end. Lead is brought down on the breakaway, and the ref points to center ice.
I don't know, Jim. I think that one could have gone either way. He didn't have to call it.
This shot. The puck is about to be dropped. Dimitra won the draw. Wait corrals the puck. Into the attacking zone. He gets roughed up by Malik.
They felt that hit in the rafters.
Wait intercepts the pass.
He'll have to do better than that.
Havanov will serve time for hooking. And you can see the coach is having a word with the official about that last call. Vancouver will get a second chance on the power play here. Face-off won by Morrison. At center. He gets hit by Pronger.
Sends him sprawling.
Through center. Mowed down.
That's what we came to see.
Over the blue line. Misses. Quick puck movement. Brings it out. In over the line. Morrison hits him. Across. Change underway for the Vancouver Canucks. Knocked over.
A textbook body check, Jim.
At center. He gets taken out by Malik. Bertuzzi over center ice. Into the attacking zone. Mowed down.
That was a full contact hit.
Smoked.
That's some heavy action.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Kluche denies him. Moved across. Brings it out. Over the line. Henrik Sedin gets pushed. Brings it out. In over the line.
Hit. Terrific physical play.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Fires it. Sanford made the great glove save. Brings it out. Over the line. In front. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Vancouver is now 0 for 2 on the power play. He gets laid out by Sopel. Advances the puck. In over the line. Right in front. It's passed across by Beckman. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Morrison shove. In over the line. With a wrist shot just wide of the net. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Bumped by Weinrich. Moved over. Brings it out. Over the line. Pushed off the puck. Morrison out of their defensive end. In over the line. A delayed penalty call against St. Louis. Weinrich has been nailed for hooking. Vancouver will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. Johnson won the faceoff. Over the blue line. Big hit.
He's not getting by that time.
Played over. Into the attacking zone. Henrik Sedin now with the puck. Owen moves it ahead. Sanford made the pad save. And the horn signals the end of the first period. We head to the break with the score tied 1-1.
Tonight's edition features complete roster listings for both teams, player bios, and informative stories.
Second period's about to start.
We should see lots of early pressure, Jim, as both sides try to set the tone.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Morrison wins the face-off. Over the line. He gets muscled off the puck. Tkachuk brings it out. In over the line. Shove. Fires! Saved by Kluche. Over, brings it out. Over the blue line. Knocked him off the puck. Tkachuk grabbed it. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Moved up. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Naslund whips one right on net. Moved over. Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets shoved by Morrison. Brings it out. In over the line. Muscled off the puck. Right in front. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Mowed down. That's going to leave a mark. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. In over the line. Vancouver continues to struggle on the power play. They're now 0 for 3. Over the blue line. Missed the net. Out of their defensive end.
Made the defense look bad on that move.
Center. Kluche turned the shot aside. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Waite.
That was a monster of a hit.
The action will resume once the glass is replaced.
Oh, did you see that? He got utterly pasted there.
They're getting ready for the face-off. Dimitra won the draw. Moved ahead. Brings it out. In over the line. Knocked over. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. In the corner. Scores!
The quick release was key to getting it past the netminder on that shot. The goalie didn't have a prayer.
Their coach has to like how they've opened up this second period.
On top in the early going and looking good.
Morrison wins the faceoff.
Knocked
down.
He felt that one right down to his skates.
And the St. Louis Blues will go to the power play. Malik is going off for roughing.
Pushing, shoving, no matter how you slice it, that's too much contact.
And you can see the coach is having a word with the official because he's not happy about that call. St. Louis is about to go on the power play for the first time in this game.
Jim, they've got some good finishers in their lineup, but they like to keep it simple. Point shots with lots of traffic in front.
Over the line. Sanford made the save. Passed ahead. In over the line. He gets bowled over by Salo out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Moved up. Over the blue line. Kachuk gets smoked.
He got laid out.
Brings it out. Puck is dumped in on the inboards by Keane. Kachuk grabbed it. Taken out.
Bumped him that time.
This power play's half over, and they've still yet... Ooh, look out! Big hit. Brings it out. Over the line. In front. Ooh, post. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Sanford makes the save. Brings it out. He gets run over by Keane. Shot quickly by Waite. He misses the net. Pass back. One timed by Boganecki. Just wide of the net. Over the blue line. Right in front. Misses. Checked. Brings it out. A shot from the slot by Waite.
Way off target.
Malik. Vancouver makes a line change. Rubbed off the puck. Weinrich. Over the line. Waite. Wrist shot. In behind. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets worked over by Weinrich. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Hit. In the corner. A shot from the slot by Kachuk. Kluche covers up.
You better keep your head up or you're going to be knocked on your rear end.
We're ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to the Blues. Right in front. Stick save. Kluche makes the pad save. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck by McInnes. Bertuzzi grabbed it. Shoots. Danton grabbed it. Rings it out. In over the line. It's chipped up by Naslund. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Over the blue line. He gets out-muscled by Bertuzzi. Checked. Rink-wide pass. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Bowled over. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets rocked up by Malik.
Lined him up and knocked him down.
Into the attacking zone. Knocked down. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. A lateral pass. He gets rocked.
Sends him packing.
Blocked. In the corner. With a one-timer.
Let's fly with a wide one.
Brings it out. In over the line. Pushed aside by Sanford. Over the line. He gets hit by Sedin. Right in front. Scores! It just crossed the line, but it counts.
A good wrist shot is hard to stop, and that was a good wrist shot.
They'll have to move fast to regain their lost momentum.
The quickest way is to throw some big hits, just to let everyone know they're still in the game.
Bertuzzi fired it hard. Wait, stops the shot. He gets in the way. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Baumgartner.
That was intimidation.
Pushed off the puck. Morrison grabbed it. Over the blue line. In front. Weinrich. Out of their defensive end. Dumped in on the inboards by Kachuk. 18,000 referees in the stands called a penalty. The two that count will not. Turned aside by Sanford. Quick pass up. In over the line. Turned aside by Kluche. Advances the puck. Over the line. Cook shoots it. Saved by Sanford. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot by Rycroft. Kluche turned it away. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Delayed penalty call for St. Louis. McInnes will go to the box for charging.
That gets him 2 minutes in the box, Huey.
Vancouver hasn't had any luck on the power play so far in this game, but they'll get a fourth chance here.
Well, they just need a few bounces to go their way. If they stick with it, the goals will come.
Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Hit. Mowed down. Right in front. Pad saved by Kluche. Brings it out. Over the line. Rocked. Shoots the puck in behind. Run over. In front. One time. Leg save. Sanford covers up for the whistle. St. Louis is like a blue-collar team. Hustle for every loose puck and check like demons.
I used to hate playing against teams like this because they're just so relentless. They don't know what quit means. You have to admire that.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Naslund now has the puck. Shove. He gets hit by Kachuk. Moved across. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. Knocked down. Quick pass up. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Hit. Big hit. In behind. Brings it out. Over the line. Vancouver is now 0 for 4 on the power play as the penalty expires. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Backman with a wrist shot.
Completely off target.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shallow shoots the puck. Sanford hangs on for the whistle. He's on the score sheet with that 1 assist already. Let's see if he can build on it.
Well, we know he has the skills. It's just a matter of execution.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. The Canucks win the faceoff. Knocked him off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Wrist shot. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Baumgartner. Over the line. Out of their defensive end. And that does it for the second period. After 40 minutes of play, we're tied at 2.
Or dump your favorite player in the water tank? You can at our upcoming family carnival. Tickets are available at the box office.
The game will be decided in the final 20 minutes as we get set to drop the puck for the start of the third. About to drop the puck. The faceoff goes to Vancouver. In over the line. Brings it out. Passed across. Over the blue line. Quick shot from the slot by Cook. Sanford made the save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's chipped ahead by Oland. Over the line. He gets bowled over by Pronger. Henrik Sedin. Sanford gets the blocker on it. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Muscled off the puck. In behind. Crushed. A shot from the slot by Kachuk. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets taken out by Backman.
Knocked him right off the play.
Into the attacking zone. In front. Kuche made the save. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Mowed down. Brings it out. In over the line. Turned aside. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Played up. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Checked. Salvador in front. Big save. Kluche covers up.
Jim, he cannot believe his eyes. He had that one already up on the scoreboard, only to find the goalie to make a great save.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Morrison. Brings it out. In over the line. Naslund went short. Shoots! Kluche reached out for the puck. And he hangs onto the puck for the whistle. The action's about to start. Face-off won by Sedin. Brings it out.
He deked right past him.
Over the line. Crushed. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Run over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets roughed up by Weinrich. Brings it out. In over the line. Shove. Passed over. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Cranked him. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets rocked by Malik. Rink-wide pass. Brings it out. Over the line. Checked. In front. Out of their defensive end. St. Louis makes a line change. Brings it out. A lateral pass. In behind. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Kachuk gets laid out.
He took a big-time check.
Into the attacking zone. Rubbed off the puck. Wait, grabbed it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shoved. Right in front. Kluche freezes the puck. Morrison never looks like he's in a hurry out there. He's always ahead of the play.
Well, he's got offensive instincts that you just can't teach. And that's what makes him such a great playmaker.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. The faceoff goes to Vancouver. Brings it out. In over the line. Morrison faked out his man.
It doesn't get any prettier than that.
He gives up the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Pass to the point. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Quick pass up. Rocked.
That'll keep them on their heels.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wait, gets checked. Kachuk shove. Allen knocks the puck loose. In the corner. Played back. In front. Kluche freezes the puck. Watch how quickly this guy gets down in his butterfly.
Well, Jim, he just dares shooters to go 5-hole, then takes it away at the last second. He's lightning quick with his pass.
And the faceoff is won by Waite. He gets leveled by Sedin at center. Over the blue line. Right in front. Gets the shot off behind the net. Waite out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Checked.
He's seeing double now.
Malik has been nailed for interference.
Now he's got 2 minutes to think about what he did.
Oh, you can see that the coach doesn't like that call at all, and he's going to have a word with the official. The faceoff goes to Vancouver. Brings it out. Over the line. Laid out. A lateral pass. Brings it out. In over the line. Kluche turns it aside. And he covers up. The Blues are solid right down to the fourth line.
Jim, I have a hard time finding many weaknesses on this team. They're smart, they can score goals, and they can grind it out.
That's a tough matchup for anyone. Face-off won by Linden. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line.
Hit! He got rocked right there.
Brings it out. Over the line. Poganecki scores! I think he was screened. Skating 5-on-4 is a nice opportunity to score, and they cashed that one in big time. The faceoff goes to Vancouver.
It takes talent to deke like that.
Flattened. Kachuk brings it out. In over the line. Leveled.
He just got run over.
Kluche hangs on for the whistle. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. The Canucks win the faceoff. Passed over by Morrison. Into the attacking zone.
He still doesn't know where he went. Great deke.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Backman right in front. Saved by Kluche. It's passed back by Drake. In front. Kluche freezes the puck. St. Louis is playing a very disciplined game tonight.
Yeah, they're staying out of the box, and that's a key. You don't always give up goals on the penalty kill, but it takes a lot out of you.
And the faceoff is won by Sedin. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Around the back. In behind. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets run over by Oland.
Lines him up and sends him down.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Flattened. Out of their defensive end. Passed ahead. He gets knocked over.
He's really throwing his weight around.
Brings it out. In over the line. Johnson blaze him out. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Rycroft. He gets checked by Sedin.
He delivered a message with that one.
Over the blue line. Saved by Sanford. Drake brings it out. Sent flying.
That'll keep them on their heels.
Into the attacking zone. Leveled. Brings it out. In over the line. Sent flying.
That's one he'll remember.
Over the line. He gets bowled over by Havanoff. Played across. Played up. Over the blue line. Empty netter.
That goal will put the icing on the cake in this one. They took their chance, but came up empty this time.
Vancouver can feel this one starting to slip away from them.
It slipped all right. 2 goals down and inside a minute to play.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's moved back by Salvador. Checked. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Hit. Mowed down. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets out-muscled by Naslin. Flattened. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Pronger. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shove. Checked. Crushed. Right in front. Passed ahead. Over center. In over the line. Hit. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. It's all over. Vancouver lost this game and trails the series by 1. From the Savas Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and for EA Sports, I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson. Have a great one.
You